it's not so, it's so temporary. Okay, let's do the opening prayer.
Yeah.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Hari Om
Om.
Shri Guru Pyo Namah. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva Bandhu cha Sakha Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Today is Guru Poornima, which is for a lot of people it's a very, very important day because we kind of thank all the gurus in the world, who gave it.
How many times Guru Poornima comes?
I'm not
Once
sure,
a,
maybe
once a year.
This is a big one.
When there's a full moon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And for some reason, my eyes opened up at like 4 a.m. and from my room, I saw this big moon, reflected, looking so amazing.
It's a blue moon today. It's a very special moon.
Yeah, it's like a.
So at night we should see it.
And then somebody said that analogy about Guru Poornima. No, they come up with some, but it was so beautiful. They said that the Vedas are like sun, so brilliant and bright, and we can't handle it because it's just so difficult. Yeah. So the Guru takes all that and makes it into a moonlight. Soft, and so we can understand and enjoy because we cannot look at the sun directly, but moon we can. So,
actually, that's exactly the way I have a lecture I taped from Elizabeth Clare Prophet. She used to talk about every religion, and in Jewish religion, they talk about the same thing. That the brightness is so high, so there are different layers, you have to go through before it reaches you.
Right, otherwise you can't handle it.
So it's called Ein Sof. Ein Sof, they call it. So it's similar, but they are explaining it differently.
Okay. So I had prepared a kind of about this whole confusion about different paths and all that.
Right.
But now they are not here, whoever raised the question, but since we are taping it, they can maybe hear it because...
They can hear on this.
Yeah. So we can benefit from it.
Yeah.
Discussion.
Right.
So I want to start with the word yoga. Actually, it is yog, the word. I think that both of you know, right, what it means? No?
Yeah.
Bolo.
But you should start.
It means to join or unite.
Yeah, okay.
And then in Sanskrit, they actually use this word for addition also. कि वो उसका योग क्या है? मतलब 8 plus 2 का योग क्या है? Because you combine it. So that may be just to get idea what it means.
Yeah.
It's like as though merging.
But merging with God.
It's a combination effect.
It's used for merging in God, but I'm getting the meaning of the word. They even use it कि योग word किस में use होता है, and भी उसको yoga बना दिया, but actually it is yog.
Yeah.
So now, like you said, if God is within me, then I need to unite with my higher self.
Right.
So the whole sadhana is that uniting with the higher. What path you take, that depends on where you are standing in life.
Yeah.
Some people, to make it very simplistic, okay, that's why the simplistic way is those 3 paths that we talk about. If somebody is very much action oriented, so they say, do karma yoga, go and do action in the world the right way, and that will take you to that path. Yeah. And then if somebody is very emotional, and so then if you get emotional in the world, you get sucked into the world and it pulls you down and things like that. So you take your emotional mind and you become bhakt to take it towards God. So then it takes you higher. So it's kind of channeling. उसको भक्ति योगा बोल सकते हैं.
Yeah.
And then the third one is I'm very intellectual. I want to know the reasoning, what we do in this class, hash it out and all that. They call it Jnana Yoga. So that is a loosely you can put this. But what I want to tell you is that in how Bhagavad Gita he's approached the word yoga, he's used it many times, and I actually took notes of different things. And each chapter is called yoga of that chapter. Like Arjuna Vishada Yoga is now first chapter. Arjun को depression हो गया, उसको भी योग बोला. तो कोई बोलेगा हैं, how can that be a yoga? It is yoga because his depression led him to the higher self. Because he got depressed, he said, "Oh Krishna Bhagwan, I'm so depressed. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm confused. Can you please help me? You are my guru. I'm your chela. Please help me." So his depression became yoga for him.
Yeah.
So each chapter is a yoga. The second one is, Jnana Yoga. Then Karma Yoga aaya. Fir Bhakti. And then, everything is, they called it yoga. So then we have to understand that meaning from the root itself. Otherwise there's, kaun sa marg, kya, ye better hai, wo better hai. No. Where you are, that is best for you to start from there. If somebody,
That's why we all different.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when we argue about which one is better, it's pointless because now you got it, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So then there are certain things that he talked in and there is one more yoga, Vivekananda he called it Raja Yoga. The reason Raja Yoga, because I've already done chapter 9, the royal secret he called it, because it's like, he calls it the path of meditation. So basically it's like, Raja Yoga is knowing that knowledge about the higher self becomes the yoga, and then you try to unite it through meditation. So that can be called Raja Yoga.
Yeah, he explained so clearly, the see here and all that.
Yes. And then he called even in this book, Gaudpadi ji used Asparsha Yoga. Do you remember that? That word came. It's going to come again maybe now.
Yeah.
It came because I think there is one last verse in that chapter.
Yeah.
Asparsha Yoga means something that doesn't touch anything.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
So then when we learnt about Brahman,
Right.
at that highest level, it never gets contaminated with anything in the world. So that's why he called it Asparsha Yoga. So that term also is there. And then there was
Sparsh, if you translate that.
Sparsh means to touch. Sparsh karna.
Sparsh is touch.
It's not untouchable because that
No.
means
No,
something different.
but without touching.
Without touching. Asparsh matlab, like मैं नमस्ते कर रही हूँ, I'm greeting you asparsh way. I'm not touching you with your hand, my hand. So asparsh means non-touching from that point. So, and then he used a word Vikampan Yoga. And it's like in chapter 10 he used it. It's like, and the translation is sometimes very crazy because you cannot translate it properly. But Swamiji still try to translate it. Tremorless yoga.
Tremorless.
Tremorless.
Okay.
You know what it means?
Yeah.
तुम्हारा mind इतना established हो गया वो higher knowledge में, nothing can shake you.
Yeah.
That we talk about this, all the swamis who don't get perturbed,
Right.
तूफान आ जाए, कुछ कोई मर जाए, कुछ भी हो जाए, उसको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. He is just so happy, blissful. So he used that word Vikampana Yoga in that too. And then in chapter 2, verse 50, he says, Yoga karma sukaushalam, meaning yoga is dexterity in action. Means when you do your action perfectly, like, you have skills to do it. That's also yoga.
Yeah.
So here, see how, because you are kind of closer to God.
Yeah.
When you're doing that. So, and you see that people who are very skilled in what they do, they enjoy it so much, they are in bliss. When they're singing or they're painting or any person, and then and people around them become happy looking at them.
Yeah.
In PB where I live, there is one guy, I heard that he used to work for Walmart. And then he became homeless because some tragedy happened. He broke his back or something, and then he recovered. But in San Diego, you cannot afford a house and all that. So he was living out of his van. And now what he does is he makes these big bubbles. He just stands there like a murti almost, brings a big bucket.
On the road.
Yeah, on the beach
Oh.
at sunset.
Oh.
And hundreds of people love it. Kids are jumping around and, and they sometimes people, I've also put dollars sometime, So
Yeah.
this is what his earning is.
Oh.
But when he does it, he doesn't talk, he doesn't do anything. He does his job so perfectly. You have to come and see it sometime,
Okay.
And they call him the bubble
Does he
man.
make enough money? Where is he living?
I don't know the details because I haven't talked to him, but I read about
It would
him.
be nice to talk to that.
Yes, yes. But he's in his own bliss. You look at him. He just found some niche and he's making so many kids happy. And adults too.
Yeah.
And those bubbles are this
It's
big.
big.
And they
And he
just go.
makes bubbles out of soap? Or?
Yeah. He just, because he does it day in and day out every day, he's perfected it. He has brought some fishing
you'll
lines
find
and all
him
that,
in a
and he
bubble.
go to Baake or ऐसे.
Uma, once you'll find him in a bubble.
I will show you after the class at the lunchtime. I will show you a picture of it.
Take picture.
I have it on my
Yeah.
Instagram. I put it. Okay, so you understood yoga may dexterity in action, and then there were samatvam yoga uchyate. That's a very powerful one. Yoga is evenness of mind. Krishna Bhagwan.
Is what?
Evenness of mind.
Evenness.
Oh, okay.
Like balance of mind.
Balance.
And that is verse 48 in chapter 2.
Yeah.
So he has given so many different definitions of yoga. And then last one that I took out was, it's a little bit complicated, but Sanskrit mein dukha sanyoga viyoga is yoga sangitam. So he's saying that, okay, that English translation is crazy. The severance from union with pain is yoga. एक तो होता है कि union with pain. उसको तुमने काट दिया तो वो योग हो जाता है. Like how in psychology they say in this Western world, that person is addicted to his pain. It's like whole time just pain, meditating on the pain. I got pain, going to the doctor, doing this, doing that. You just can't cut that connection with the pain.
Yeah.
So if you are able to cut the connection and with the pain, it's called yoga. And the reason he said that, the worldly things, no matter what it is, in the beginning it gives you pleasure, in the end it's always pain. If you do excess of anything in the world. And just let's think about it. Food. I love particular food. If I eat excess, it give me pain. I'll get stomach
Too
upset.
much of anything, there's no balance.
Too much love for kids, it always gives us pain.
Yeah.
They don't do what we want them to do.
Attachments.
Attachment. It turns into attachment.
Yeah.
It becomes like a उसका रूप बिगड़ जाता है, because that's what it is.
So, Sneh is coming. Why is she late always?
No, she is only one car.
Yeah, Satyam goes for.
Only Manju's now has to come.
Yes.
Yet.
And Meera.
Meera's not coming.
No,
She didn't say that she's not coming.
she said she's
So
coming.
I asked her, she said she doesn't want to. Normally she
No,
likes-
Meera said for Wednesday,
Oh, she
but
did?
I told her it's Friday. So
Yeah, I don't know.
even
हाँ रख सकते हो.
Did you get my message about pickle?
pickle लाई आप
वो पिकल नहीं लाई.
नहीं लाई.
कोई बात
मैं
नहीं.
उन सारी लेटी आई थी घर में.
I know सभी का हरी था. It's okay. Today we just did whatever the best we could.
Didn't bring salt.
But I'm making a very interesting raita.
I can go bring.
Okay, let's focus on this. The food is already come, so.
Yeah.
So this, I think you guys got the idea, because I didn't
Yeah,
want
yeah.
that discussion to go in a lopsided manner, because if we don't know the basic thing where it's coming from, that's why we kind of start.
But
This
these
is
are yogs. These
anything can be a yoga. That's what I'm
Yeah,
trying to tell you.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
giving you yoga is something that takes you to the higher.
So
But to broad categories, they made it 3, but it is not the end of it. There are many other things can become yoga. That's why each chapter of Bhagavad Gita is a yoga,
Yeah.
because it's taking Arjuna. And after 18th chapter, he said, "Now I got it." He already reached.
Yeah.
so also like you have a wheel and there are spokes of the wheel.
Yeah.
And so you have to go in the center. And each spoke is individual path.
Yeah.
So based on your previous lives and your desires and your karmas, you are born with a certain DNA structure.
Yeah.
And that will determine, what path is right for you. And how you'll know is that you'll have no resistance when you go in that path.
No resistance, you will start feeling
You'll
joy.
enjoy.
You'll
Yeah.
enjoy. जो लोग मस्ती में झूमते हैं ये लोग जो कोई बोलता है कि भाई आप मेरे को तो शोर लगता है, right? ये जो हरे कृष्णा वाले
Somebody
करते हैं,
sings,
उनको पूछो,
yeah.
they are in ecstasy.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
jumping and some people like all this intellectual thing, क्या बेकार में time waste कर रहे हो, right?
Yeah.
Why do you need all this, just
So
bhajan
it
गाओ
could be
और पहुंच
any
जाओ.
path.
No, but you can't compare. You can't tell other people.
Yeah.
You need to find out what
Everybody's
connects you.
path is different.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
And there are people who can enjoy both paths, all three also.
Yes.
So that also we have to understand.
Certain saints
Yeah.
like Ramakrishna, he was bhakti yoga, and then he learnt yoga in like 3 days from Totapuri, and then he gave all the gyan to Vivekananda to talk about it. So he showed that he was diversified.
No, but I don't think so. There can be any gyan without bhakti because even Nagrata says, दोनों ही करने चाहिए.
No,
Only
okay,
ज्ञान
I'll
ज्ञान
tell
से
you what,
कुछ नहीं
can you
होता.
just please listen because that
Yeah.
since you came late,
Yeah.
just
We
listen
are
to what
talking
it is.
different things.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there is no fixed thing, and there, what this one says, Sarva Priyananji said that for us sadhak, it's a good idea to integrate everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But where the word yoga is coming from is so important to know in your mind, so we don't sit and argue this one is better than
Yeah.
nothing like that. First, you need to know the goal.
Yeah.
Then how to reach there.
Hi.
That's all right.
This is Zanita.
Hello.
Hi, come on.
Teacher. That's Sneh. This is Joe.
Come on, come here.
And this is Shireen. Hi, Shireen.
One sit here, we can follow the book then.
So
Somebody sitting
one portion I already finished, but
Okay.
since he taped it, you guys can listen, or maybe someday I can do it again.